Morning, America. President Trump laying out his strategy for 2020 in an exclusive interview with ABC News. The president confident of growing support.
I think we're going to do tremendously now with African Americans, with Asians, with Hispanics.
As he faces attacks from Democratic contenders.
Donald Trump is going to do whatever he thinks helps Donald Trump.
Plus the mounting pressure for House Speaker Pelosi to begin impeachment proceedings.
Terrifying landing.
Is anybody else hurt?
A United Airlines jet damaging its landing gear while touching down, veering off the runway.
We popped about 3 feet in the air.
Passengers describing a scary scene.
Get out the car!
Excessive force, a $10 million lawsuit being filed against the Phoenix Police Department over this tense confrontation.
Yeah, get out now.
Officers threatening to shoot a pregnant woman with her 2 kids. What the city's mayor is saying about it this morning.
Tornado outbreak. Sirens blaring with more than a dozen reported tornadoes tearing across the Midwest. Roofs torn apart, torrential rain causing dangerous flash flooding, and 20 million people in the danger zone this morning.
And falling into love. A daredevil's feat goes horribly wrong, landing him in the hospital with serious injuries. How fate led to his mate.
What the?
And maybe his most daring stunt of all.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Okay, that was kind of clever.
Yes.
You have to give him
It's a
credit
nice
for
move,
that.
yes.
Well, happy Father's Day to both of you and
Thank
to
you.
all of the dads out there this morning. We have a lot to get to. Let's get right to our top story. The ABC News exclusive interview with President Donald Trump set to air tonight in prime time.
Overnight, the president himself hitting Twitter to say he, quote, enjoyed his interview with ABC's chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos, adding, think I will do many more network interviews as I did in 2016 in order to get the word out that no president has done what I have in the first 2.5 years of his presidency.
Over the course of 2 days, George spent 30 hours with President Trump, flying on Air Force One, riding in his armored vehicle called the Beast, visiting the president's West Wing residence, sitting in on Oval Office meetings, and conducting a one-on-one interview in the Rose Garden.
Tonight's special comes just days before Trump officially launches his re-election campaign, and on a weekend when Democratic presidential candidates are on the trail bashing the president. John Carl is standing by with analysis, but we begin here with ABC's Rachel Scott at the White House. Good morning, Rachel.
Eva, good morning. The 2020 campaign is entering a new phase. Democrats are preparing to shine on the debate stage. But first, President Trump steps into the spotlight. President Trump is gearing up to flex his campaign muscles before Democrats step into prime time for their first debate. Just days ahead of his official re-election kickoff in the battleground state of Florida, the president laid out his base strategy to win over voters in an exclusive interview with George Stephanopoulos.
What's your pitch to the swing voter on the fence? Safety, security, great economy. Frankly, I think we're going to do tremendously now with African Americans, with Asians, with Hispanics, because they have the lowest unemployment numbers they've ever had in the history of the country.
But on the trail, Democratic candidates unleashed on the Trump administration.
There is always a risk, a serious risk, that he could win again, which is why instead of trying to compete with him on his terms, we're simply going to change the channel.
The crowded field of contenders focus their attacks on the president, not each other.
Donald Trump is going to do whatever he thinks helps Donald Trump.
He goes after immigrants. He goes after people of color.
That strategy could shift inward as they inch closer to the debate stage. For now, the candidates have sharpened their arguments for impeachment, joining a chorus of at least 63 House Democrats who are in support, placing mounting pressure on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to begin proceedings.
It's not off the table.
President Trump brushed off those calls.
You're not worried about what happens in Congress?
Look, the Republicans in the Senate, every single one of them that I see know this is a witch hunt. They get it 100%, and that's what matters. The Democrats are going to do it only because they might think it helps them. I think it actually hurts them in the election. But there's never been a time in the history of our country where somebody was so mistreated as I have been.
And Rachel Scott back with us now from the White House. Rachel, President Trump gearing up for his big campaign launch this week. But tomorrow, many of the leading Democratic candidates will be right in his backyard for a major forum.
Yes, with 10 of those Democratic candidates will brush shoulders at that forum in Washington tomorrow, including former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Bernie Sanders. And then on Tuesday, President Trump heads to Orlando, Florida to launch his campaign. The president expecting massive crowds in that critical swing state. He says his campaign has already received more than 70,000 requests for attendance. Whit?
Busy week on the campaign trail. Rachel Scott at the White House. Thank you.
Thank you, Whit. Thank you, Rachel. Let's bring in ABC News Chief White House Correspondent Jonathan Karl, who's going to be hosting this week later this morning. There he is in D.C. John, good morning and happy Father's Day. Let's start with the president saying he, quote unquote, enjoyed that interview with George and he's now vowing to do more. How does that jibe with the fact that the president has taken so much heat from his critics after telling George that he would consider taking opposition research from a hostile foreign power?
Well, he's certainly taken a lot of heat, Dan, but I actually think the president did enjoy his time with George, and he saw, he took some tough questions from George Stephanopoulos, but I think that he believed he was ultimately treated fairly, and then a lot of this dust-up is people taking just, a little segment of his conversation and blowing it out of proportion, but there's no question he has taken a tremendous amount of heat from this, but he also is looking forward to an hour of primetime television tonight.
Yeah, he finished his tweeting with the words, enjoy the show, exclamation point.
Yeah.
So on your show this morning, before we get to prime time tonight, you're going to be talking to freshman Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, also known as AOC. She's become a breakout left-wing star. She's been vocal at times in her criticism of the Democratic frontrunner in the race to take on Donald Trump, Joe Biden. So how much work is Biden going to have to do in order to win over AOC and her fans?
Well, I'm going to ask her exactly that. Hopefully she's not listening, Dan. She knows what I'm going to ask. But, that's a critical question. I think that you could argue that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is the most sought-after endorsement in this Democratic primary, and it's hard to imagine a scenario where Joe Biden wins her over in the primary. The big question is, if Biden wins the nomination, can he convince Ocasio-Cortez, or more importantly, all of her supporters, that he could be the progressive standard bearer? As you know, Biden has called himself the candidate with the most progressive record in this field. That is something we have already heard from AOC saying that she thinks is completely ridiculous. She's not a fan of Biden. It's going to take a lot of work from Biden ultimately to win her over and her supporters over.
One of many challenges he is facing in a very, very crowded field. John, thank you very much. Again, happy Father's Day. And a reminder, John has a big show this morning. He's going to go one-on-one with, as we've been discussing, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. This is her first Sunday morning interview since she took office. You can also see much more of George's exclusive interview with President Trump on This Week. And be sure to tune in tonight right here on ABC for the primetime special, George's 30 Hours with President Trump. That's at 8/7 Central. Again, right here on ABC. Eva, over to you.
Now to breaking news overnight in Hong Kong. Protesters packing the streets as backlash continues over proposed extraditions to mainland China, even though that bill has now been suspended. ABC's Bob Woodruff is in Hong Kong with the latest. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Eva. You can see the demonstrators are filling every single major street here in downtown Hong Kong. And when we were down there, we could barely even move at all. And as we move in tonight, hopefully we will not see the violence that happened last Sunday. And again, also on Wednesday, when police came in with helmets and with shields, pepper spray and rubber bullets. 82 people were injured then. In fact, one demonstrator died yesterday falling from the scaffolding across from the government building. Now, all of this is because of a proposed bill that would allow the government to extradite suspected criminals from here to mainland China. This has never been done before. People of Hong Kong are afraid that this would give Beijing even more influence in the supposedly autonomous city. So the government suspended work on this bill yesterday, but the chants have been louder than ever here, begging the government to completely scrap the bill and demanding Hong Kong's leader, Carrie Lam, to step down. That has not happened yet, and the crowds are growing. Eva?
Bob Woodruff for us there in Hong Kong.
Nice scene.
Yeah. Now to questions about use of force in Arizona, where police investigating shoplifting were seen on video pointing guns at a young family, including a pregnant woman. The mayor of Phoenix overnight calling officers' actions inappropriate and clearly unprofessional. ABC's Zachary Quiche has more.
Get out the car!
It's a disturbing police encounter that sparked an internal investigation and now has one Arizona family filing a $10 million lawsuit.
Yes, get out now!
You're watching cops in Phoenix threaten to shoot Aisha Harper, a 24-year-old pregnant woman with 2 young children in her arms. Her partner, 22-year-old Drayvon Ames, is also threatened. He's then pulled from the car, kicked and punched, but neither were formally charged or arrested.
When I tell you to do something, you do it.
All of this chaos and confusion over a reported stolen doll from a dollar store.
He needs to slow down, and those kids is right there.
The video, taken from a witness and given to the family's pastor, starts after the family pulls up to park at the babysitter and are approached by police. It was not a traffic stop.
You're gonna get shot!
The officer is writing in their report the two were combative and, quote, they feared that she was hiding something or reaching for a weapon.
The officers moved too quickly, they were impatient, and they escalated the situation to where they were making moves and actions that were inappropriate.
The mayor of Phoenix issuing this statement after seeing the video. There is no situation in which this behavior is ever acceptable, adding, I am deeply sorry for what this family went through, and I apologize to our community.
After this, me and my daughters will never be the same anymore or feel the same about the police department, because it seems like every police is out for blood.
Phoenix police have provided a fact sheet summary outlining their response to the shoplifting incident, and the chief of the department says she is disturbed by the actions of the officers and they are investigating how this all went down.
We're going to hear more as this lawsuit progresses. Thank you very much, Zachary. Appreciate it. We're going to turn now to new developments this morning in the murder of a state senator in Arkansas. This weekend, a funeral for Linda Collins Smith. As new details come out about the suspect who's been arrested in her death, ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more.
This morning, new insight into the connection between a former Arkansas state senator killed at her home and her former campaign staffer arrested in connection.
It comes as a shock.
Linda Collins Smith was found shot to death on June 4th. Days later, Rebecca Lynn O'Donnell updated her Facebook profile picture to this smiling image of them together. Then Friday, without explanation, police took O'Donnell into custody.
The investigation is presently at a critical juncture, and no further information will be released at this time.
ABC news station KAIT reporting that O'Donnell recently appeared as a corroborating witness in Collins Smith's divorce case, and we're told the two were good friends.
They were all fighters for the Second Amendment, and so they would, you'd see them at events, travel together.
This weekend, family, friends, and colleagues gathered for Collins Smith's funeral, remembering her as a loving mother and tough legislator.
She was courageous. She was undaunted. I mean, a lot of the behind-the-scenes things in politics that was so bad and, quite frankly, brutal, she would keep fighting.
And police still aren't saying anything about a possible motive or when charges may be filed, but the sheriff there says O'Donnell is expected in court tomorrow. Eva.
All right, Marcy, thank you. Now to frightening moments at the end of a flight, a plane blowing out several tires on landing and partially skidding off the runway, causing significant delays at a major airport.
This morning, passengers saying they are lucky to be alive after a terrifying landing at Newark Airport.
Is anybody else hurt?
Multiple tires bursting after United Airlines Flight 627 from Denver touched down.
We popped about 3 feet in the air.
The plane bouncing on impact.
It just seemed like a really bad, bouncy landing, except that when I saw the nose of the plane actually went up. On that first bounce, I thought, oh my God, he's going to take off.
The aircraft veering off the runway into a grassy area.
We were in row 21 in one of the exit rows, and we actually sort of thought we were going to have to help people off.
Emergency crews seen surrounding the plane, escorting the 166 passengers to safety. No serious injuries reported. Officials still investigating what caused the plane to skid off the runway.
And the airport stopped ground operations for 2 hours as they had to tow that plane away, but it is back and running as normal this morning.
Definitely a frightening moment, that's for sure. Eva, thank you. We do want to go to the Midwest now, getting hit with a major round of severe weather, including tornadoes. Rob, tracking it all. Rob.
Good morning. We're part of a system that really stretches from the Northeast this morning across I-70 all the way down into the southern plains. Childress, Texas, seeing an 87-mile-an-hour wind gust yesterday. Late in the day, though, we had several weather watches posted. It was Oklahoma and Indiana that was bearing the brunt of these damaging storms. Overnight, sirens sounding the alarm as damaging storms and at least 17 reported tornadoes roar across the Midwest. In Oklahoma, power lines sparking as this likely tornado is illuminated by lightning strikes.
Tornado on the ground.
Jesus. That tornado leaving this roof and garage in shambles. Straight line winds over 60 miles per hour causing damage near Oklahoma City. Near Indianapolis, tornadic thunderstorms knocking over these semi-trailers and tearing the roof right off this school. The classroom floors flooded, left covered in debris.
I saw the trees coming down and they told us to come back into the freezer.
These residents caught in the storm desperately seeking shelter inside the freezer of a nearby restaurant in Beech Grove. The roof of this home smashed. Thousands left in the dark as power lines come tumbling down. And torrential rain causing flash flooding. Drivers left stranded. And in Wichita, Kansas, rainfall up to 3 inches per hour, triggering flash flooding there, forcing drivers to get out and push. Last thing they need with the Arkansas River finally getting below flood stage, and we've got more in the way of rainfall coming here. Over 130 damaging storm reports yesterday, and we're probably going to have more today. On top of the severe weather threat, we have the flood threat from Joplin over through Indianapolis again, and actually Harrison Township this morning in Ohio reporting a mudslide there, and about 30 residents had to be evacuated for fear that the ground would give way in that apartment complex in Harrison Township. So pockets of heavy rain throughout the morning and throughout the afternoon. We'll get a bit of a break here in the Northeast, and then the atmosphere recharges as this front begins to sag south. SPC has a strong likelihood of seeing some thunderstorms that could be severe. D.C., Baltimore, and Philly late in the day today. And also, around the same time, 7, 8 o'clock tonight, Dallas, Fort Worth, you could see some rough and tumble storms as these storms push off to the east. Damaging winds, maybe a brief tornado or two. We saw that yesterday, 17 reported. And then tomorrow, actually reloaded again for the similar areas, Richmond, D.C., Baltimore, and Philly, for looking at some rough weather through tomorrow evening. That's a check of the weather headlines nationally. Time now for a look at your local forecast.
Hello and happy Father's Day. Not a bad start this morning. We're expecting a little added cloud cover through the mid-morning hours. Temperatures gradually getting into the upper 80s this afternoon. And then we'll see the chance for some scattered storms to develop from northwest to southeast. Here's a look at the futurecast. Some added clouds again through the late morning hours. I think they will break out later on through early day. We're talking through the mid and early afternoon, though. Chance for some storms. Here's a look around 4 o'clock this evening. Everywhere from Baltimore to D.C. Chance for some strong storms.
We will go through the Father's Day forecast in the next second half an hour. I'm not sure what the animation GIF is going to be with that. Maybe somebody flipping burgers.
Maybe.
Oh, I thought you were doing someone poking you. Because that's what you always do to your dad. Dad.
Yeah,
Dad. It's
exactly.
Father's Day, but come play.
Yeah.
My Father's Day GIF is
yeah.
going to be taking a nap. Just lying
Not a lot
down.
of
That's
movement
good.
in
Not a
that
lot of
GIF.
movement in that GIF.
Exactly. What every father wants.
Rolling back and forth. Robert, thank you very much. Let's switch gears now and talk about a love story that actually began with a devastating injury. A nurse and her former patient are now heading for the altar, and Diane is covering that story.
That's right. So you would think that a nearly fatal accident that leaves your body broken would be one of the worst things that could ever happen to you. But this kiteboarding champion says he would do it all over again, and it's all because of a sequence of events that turned what could have been a tragedy into a love story.
Professional kiteboarder Damian Leroy likes to dance with danger. But just minutes after takeoff 3 years ago, his paraglider malfunctioned, causing Damian to spin out of control.
He's gonna jump.
Damian made the tough choice to jump, plummeting 150 feet.
I literally felt inside that I was gonna jump into this bush, climb out, go pick up my paraglider, throw up my car, go home and have dinner and be like, man, that was a bad day.
With a broken back, femur, pelvis, ribs, and a punctured lung, he spent the next 6 days in the hospital, but with one silver lining.
I saw this beautiful blue-eyed girl come in and I was just like, wow.
Damien's fall landed him in the same room as trauma nurse Alexandria Hoover. After he was released, the two stayed in touch and eventually started dating. But then he decided it was time to attempt his greatest stunt yet.
What the?
That's Damien under the sheets in the same room where Alexandria nursed him back to health.
I love you dearly, and I want to ask you, Alexandria Hoover, will you